Good afternoon. And welcome to the 60th Niles West Commencement Ceremony. My name is Steve Parnton. I'm the Assistant Principal for Operations and proud graduate of Niles West High School. Invited guests, even though we're in a large sports stadium and we may be used to cheering on students at athletic contests, graduation is intended to be a dignified and solemn event. Out of respect for our graduates this afternoon, I would ask that you refrain from clapping or cheering during the reading of names until everyone has proceeded across the stage. This allows all spectators to hear the names called. Thank you for your cooperation in maintaining a respectful environment as we usher our graduates into the next important phase of their lives. If you're willing and able, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please continue standing for the national anthem, which will be sung by Janae Moncrief.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You may be seated. Thank you, Janae, for that beautiful performance. Now I would like to introduce Ethan Supp, President of Student Government.
Hello. It is my pleasure to introduce members of the District 219 Board of Education and the Niles West Administration. Please join me in welcoming Mr. James Becker, President, Board of Education, Ms. Naima Abraham, Vice President, Board of Education, Mr. Joseph Nowick, Secretary, Board of Education, Ms. Rebecca Abraham, Secretary, Pro Tem, Board of Education, Ms. Alana Jacobs, Member, Board of Education, Ms. Jill Manrique, Member, Board of Education, Mr. David Coe, Member, Board of Education, Dr. Stephen Asoye, Superintendent of District 219, Ms. Sandra Edegin, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction of District 219, Mr. Tim Neubauer, Assistant Superintendent for Business, Dr. Karen Ritter, Principal of Niles West High School, and finally, Dr. Antoine Babakani, Assistant Principal for Pupil Services of Niles West High School. And Now I have the pleasure of introducing Mr. Wally Baig, Senior Class President. Thank you.
Hello, graduates. Allow me to be the first on the stage today to say congratulations to the class of 2021. We have worked long and hard to get to the place where we are now. We have studied, tested, and excelled in order to better our future. We are on the right path. We are the future leaders of the world, and we will change the world for the better. This is what I would say if I was speaking to a room of Harvard graduates, to a football field of anxious teenagers who are about to wander off into the real world. I have no clue on what to say. I feel like I'm just as lost as I was as a freshman. The only difference is I grew 2 inches, been blessed with facial acne, and stopped sending Snapchat streaks. I still don't know what a mortgage is or why we can't print more money. No one thought we would be out of school for an entire year. At first, it was a long spring break, then it was an easy no finals week, and then it became a peaceful, less crowded summer. Then the fall semester started and things started to become real. Zoom meetings and Canvas were introduced. The 11:59 deadline, block scheduling, and no one having an idea on when a vaccine was going to be made came all so fast. When would be the next time I could sit in the cafeteria and eat my usual cold pasta and set my hands on the sticky tables? When would be the next time I come into a late start and see the swarm of large Dunkin' iced lattes in people's hands? When would be the next time I go early in the cafeteria and see people chugging down Kickstarts at 7 a.m.? It's 49 grams of sugar. Please stop doing that in the future. There were no answers to be found, but I was okay with that. I started to look at things with a different perspective, because if you hit rock bottom this year, then you have now just found yourself to be on a solid foundation. Build up from here, because what I can say wholeheartedly is that if you believe in something, then you can do it. 4 years ago, I never imagined being on the stage today and speaking to my fellow classmates. I auditioned in 8th grade to speak at my middle school graduation, but my speech didn't make the cut. I stand here today now. If you believe in something, then you can do it. That is a corny, basic line every commencement speaker says, and that is a line I'm going to stick with because, frankly, just like all my final exams, I treated this speech with the same importance. And so, late last night, I Googled graduation speeches. From starting off our freshman year with a 50-minute lockdown, bed bugs in the library, to having a global pandemic, graduating on a football field doesn't seem that odd. All that hard. We have gone 4 years, thousands of hours, millions of minutes, and hundreds of millions of seconds studying, practicing, and doing our best to achieve this diploma. All that hard work is shown on this document as it reads, "This certificate is awarded to." I have no idea what will happen in 4 years, but I do have some hope what will happen in 10, 20, or 30 years from now. You have the potential to become the next CEO of a Fortune 500, the scientist that cures cancer, or the next president of the United States. Go become the very best at what you want to do, because I know that each and every one of you have the potential to do so. The saying used to be shoot for the stars. Well, West, the saying for us is to shoot for the center of the galaxy, because that is how far we can all go. I can't wait to see my classmates in articles, books, and news to say, I went to high school with that person. You have the potential to change the world, and I hope you do so. Congratulations, and thank you for your time today. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the principal of Niles West High School, Dr. Karen Ritter.
Thank you, Wally. Good morning, beloved friends, family, administration, members of the District 219 Board of Education, faculty, staff, and students of Niles West High School, class of 2021. We see in these graduates the fruition of 4 years of scholarship and labor. Today, we gather together to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of the senior class of Niles West High School. This moment here together gives me great hope. In a school year like no other, as I stand here on this stage, looking at all of your beautiful faces, in front of your families and loved ones, I see a graduating class that is empowered with great will, pride, tenacity, kindness, and grace. Class of 2021, there is no doubt you've experienced many losses this year. It is very clear that everyone has been impacted by the pandemic. This year has shaped who we are. The pandemic has amplified our emotions, and I would argue that who you were before the pandemic became magnified during the pandemic. For some, negative emotions and voices grew stronger. But for those in our senior class of 2021, your kindness, compassion, and respect for others outshined the challenges we experienced. Instead of focusing on the negative, you looked for ways to help others. Gabby Rogan, you advocated for your peers by telling administration that you and your classmates needed some more social and emotional support. Janae Moncrief, you single-handedly organized a peaceful protest in Skokie to fight for social justice. Jaden De Leon, concerned about food insecurity in Skokie, you wanted to create a community garden at Niles West to help grow food for families in need. Wally Begg and Sydney Schroeder, you gave the senior class gift back to the senior class by organizing a senior drive-in movie event. Royana Yousefzai, Amala James, and Zainab Khan, you used student voice to have difficult conversations about race in the West Addressed podcast. These students I mentioned here today are by no means the exception. They are representative of the amazingly kind students in the class of 2021 as a whole. There are countless other examples of how our seniors cared for the school community in a time where everyone needed some extra attention. The seniors in this class have put others before themselves, the community before the individual, and demonstrated such selflessness that it makes me hopeful for a better Niles West, a better community, and a better world. I compare this group of seniors to the mythological story of the phoenix rising from the ashes. To rise like a phoenix from the ashes means to emerge from a catastrophe stronger, smarter, and more powerful. It's about transcendence, transformation, and victory by overcoming obstacles. Seniors, each of you is the phoenix, so put yourself out there gloriously, loudly, dramatically, and unapologetically. Look to the future with fresh eyes, be seen, take risks, be comfortable in discomfort, face the unknown, because you've done it through this pandemic, and you have risen to be stronger and better than ever. There is not another graduating class in our lifetime who has had the same tenacity and drive to finish strong despite adversity. We all look to you and admire all of your accomplishments and successes because you have many. You are truly an inspirational class. To the class of 2021, go and continue to make your mark on this world. You have demonstrated that each of you is capable of greatness. I wish you nothing but the best in your bright futures. Congratulations and best wishes to all of you. At this time, please welcome the Master Singers directed by Matthew Begale.
We are met together, and in meeting we are blessed. Peace in coming and in going, peace in labor and in rest.
We are met together, and in meeting we are blessed. Peace in coming and in going, peace in labor and in rest. We are met together. We on, dear brother.
Hold on, dear sister.
Hold on.
Hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me.
We are meant
together. We are blessed. Peace in coming and in going. Peace in labor and in rest.
You're not alone.
You're not alone, and you never more will be. I will be with you, and I will carry. And surely we will prove it's not ourselves, but our bodies that move.
We are meant
Together we are blessed. Peace in coming and in going. Peace in labor and in rest.
We are meant
together. We are blessed. Peace in coming and in going. Peace in labor and in rest.
Hold on, dear brother.
Hold on, dear sister. Hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me.
Thank you, Mr. Begale and the Master Singers. I will now introduce our senior class speakers, Henry Gussis and Janae Moncrief.
Hello,
and welcome to the first commencement ceremony for the class of 2021.
I hope you've all been staying positive and testing negative as we've tackled this truly memorable school year.
My name is Janae Moncrief.
And my name is Henry Gussis, and we are honored to be speaking to you today.
Henry and I have worked together many times before through Niles West Theater. The last time we shared a stage, however, we were in the Black Box, and Henry played a pirate trying to hunt me, a Lone Ranger, in Neverland.
We want to start by thanking Dr. Ritter and the administration for coordinating an in-person graduation ceremony. Since the start of the school year, my biggest hope was to have an in-person graduation event, so I'm so thankful that we are all able to gather safely here today.
Although our high school experience was unconventional, if these past 4 years have taught us something, it's that anything is possible, in good ways and in the most unexpected. I mean, who would have expected our senior year to end on the football field with only half of our peers?
Only half of us are here right now, yet we've all been able to connect and find moments of joy. In the last few weeks, for instance, we've had the privilege of having a drive-in movie night, accolades, senior send-off, and prom. Life is finally starting to turn the corner, yet we have to remember all that it took to bring us here today.
To say that 2020 was difficult is an understatement. Just as we were enjoying the benefits of finally being upperclassmen, we had our way of life stolen from us as case skyrocketed in our community.
Now, over a year later, we can finally see the light approaching at the end of this COVID tunnel. It seems unreal to think how we spent over a year of school through a Zoom screen while 6 feet apart, yet we adapted. As Niles West Wolves, we found incredible resilience in battling this challenging year.
None of us would be before you today had we not had the resilience and the passion to fight for our dreams. To be a class of resilience means to defy all odds set against you, to fight even when you feel like it's pointless, and to never lose sight of your dreams. That's exactly what we did.
Even with being thrown into the strangest year possible, we found new ways to nurture relationships and connect our classes to our surroundings. And it was those bonds and virtual classroom lessons that helped us overcome one of the challenging yet vital points in our lives. For example, statistics showed me that in a chaotic world, you can still find order.
Acting courses helped show me how to understand people in a deeply and personal way.
And physics demonstrated to me how we're all connected to each other in our universe through eloquent equations. Thank you, teachers, families, and friends, for continuing to inspire us and for always pushing us to be the best versions of ourselves. We are the Niles West Wolves, and I think it's a perfect symbol. A wolf pack embodies true resiliency and courage.
Wolves are one of the most social animals in the animal kingdom, for they live and hunt together for their entire lives. From the time they are born, they are trained and raised by the entire pack on how to be a part of this cohesive social unit.
Just like a wolf pack, we've thrived at Niles West by growing our support network of peers and faculty. From the time we are freshman pups, members of our pack have reached out to help us grow and learn the lay of the land. While these packs tend to have around a dozen wolves, I think it's more than safe to say that our wolf pack spans hundreds, if not thousands, of members.
A wolf pack is also quite diverse. No wolf pack is homogeneous, for they all contain members of different shapes, sizes, ages, and abilities. These special abilities give each wolf a unique role in its pack to boost its strength. We've done the same. Each of us came to Niles West with individualized experiences and different upbringings and backgrounds. From the captain of a sports team to a tutor in the Lit Center to a competitor in mock trial, we've been fostered through our network to find our niche in the pack given our unique qualities, creating a class filled with success and accomplishment.
Finally, wolf packs can survive in many environments in extreme conditions. Wolf packs are nomadic. They can travel up to 30 miles a day to find food and shelter. These large distances ensure that a pack remains strong and resilient on their treks. Some of us may be standing here today not knowing what we're going to do after we graduate, and that's perfectly okay. Just like a wolf pack, we will travel life through large and diverse environments, and it's up to us to experiment and uncover what paths we will pursue. You may meander through different careers and college majors, or you may follow a direct trail to get into med school. But as long as you have a passion to learn and grow, you'll find satisfaction by creating the path that gives your life meaning.
This year, our wolf pack resilience was put to the test. For every week, it seemed like we were living through another once-in-a-lifetime experience. From California wildfires to the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg to a controversial election to a call for social justice reform by Black Lives Matter activists, we've found ways to amplify important issues using our voices. We as students don't get enough credit for all of the hats we wear. Students by day, activists by night. We have found ways to bring attention to things that truly matter, like women's rights, Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ+ equality, to name a few, by going to protests, rallying around communities affected by injustice, and so much more, all while turning in assignments by 11:59. By involving ourselves as the youth of the world, we have become pioneers for the future.
We all carry so much potential for our futures, yet standing before you today, one question keeps circling my mind. How did it all go by so fast? It seems like yesterday we were just 14-year-old kids trying to find ourselves and figure out what our purpose was in a world filled with opportunity.
We stumbled into the wrong classes and didn't even realize it until 10 minutes in when the teacher turned to us and said, "You're not on my roster." We had more questions than answers and had no idea who we were meant to become. Now we're 18-year-old young adults who eventually figured out how to get to the right classes, found the answers to those questions, and most importantly, have grown into ourselves.
I've seen my best friend from middle school bloom into a star singer in the High Fidelity a cappella group.
I've watched as close friends became star athletes.
I've even witnessed the quiet girl from my government class slowly transform into an investigative journalist through the Niles West News. While I haven't had the opportunity to meet everyone in our class, I see the passion we all exert.
When presented with the vast opportunities at Niles West, we each found passions to pursue that allowed us to blossom into the people that we are today on this field.
I've furthered my passion for theater by playing wildly different characters like a seagull or an old hotel manager. Yet I've also discovered that I have a knack for competing in business competitions and coding.
I've furthered my passion in the arts by being involved in high fidelity, choir, and theater, and loved it so much that I decided to major in it.
Our wolf pack will travel and create so many different trails, yet I hope we can all look back on our time at Niles West fondly. There are so many moments over these past 4 years that just make me smile. Whether it was watching the faculty do the Mean Girls dance at the winter concert, storming the gym floor at our junior year homecoming assembly, seeing my math teacher try to ride a unicycle in class and failing miserably, or even just singing a Spanish telenovela theme song like Esa hembra es mala in class with some of my best amigos, I've made so many life-lasting memories.
Although we're about to start our own journeys in life, we will always be Niles West Wolves. No matter how far we travel, our pack will always be bound together by the special 4 years we've shared.
We want to thank you all so much for coming today. It's been quite the school year, so now is the time to celebrate and enjoy the summer as life starts to return to normal. Thank you, friends, family, and loved ones, for being here with us on this special day.
To our peers, I want to take a moment to acknowledge all of those stressful nights, last-minute assignments, and moments when we thought high school seemed unbearable and say, "We made it."
Even if we've never spoken or only shared a quick glance in the halls, I want you to know that I'm so proud of you. You should celebrate everything that you've accomplished during this transformative period of your lives.
Thank you, and congratulations to the Niles West class of 2021.
Thank you, Henry and Janae. I will now introduce Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Sandra Areguin.
Thank you, and congratulations to all the members of the class of 2021. At this time, I ask that Mr. Specker, President of Niles Township High School District 219, Board of Education, please come up to the podium. Mr. Specker and members of the Board of Education, by the authority vested in the Superintendent by Niles Township High School District 219, and by the Illinois State Board of Education, I certify that the senior class of 2021 presented to you today and as posted in the official commencement program have successfully completed the District 219 and State of Illinois requirements necessary for a high school diploma. It is my honor to present to you and the Board of Education the graduating class of 2021.
I accept the Niles West 2021 class for graduation. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Specker. We will now award the diplomas for the class of 2021. Please hold your applause and recognition until all the names have been read. Thank you for your cooperation.
Brian Alistair Joseph Abad.
Justin David Oro Duplito.
Alexis Marie Avsede.
Christian Duran.
Yara Bachar Abu Tara.
Alma Dushkich.
Abel Reda Oboye.
Volodymyr Duchin.
Mateo Antonio Acosta.
Ariana Juretovich.
Faisal Temelahin Adeogun.
Abigail Grace Epen.
Jennifer Adair.
Vince Christian Edelor.
Ares Owanis Agwat.
Joseph Abraham El Khatib.
Kenneth Agosto.
Elizabeth Ravinia Engelman.
Erwin Jerome Gilbert Aguilar.
Andrew Escalante.
Ahmad M. Ahmad.
Valentina Isho.
Ali Ahmad.
Liliana Fakuri.
Isel Saida Ahmed.
Catherine Cecilia Farley.
Faizan Ahmed.
Miriam Fatima.
Imran Ahmed.
Nimra Fatima.
Razina Azmath Ahmed.
Brian Felisario.
Shabazz Ahmed.
Joaquin Felix Gomez.
Albiona Ameti.
Adriana Fernandez.
Ismail Al-Raki.
Mia Finnegan.
Samer Al-Raki.
Eric Fitzgerald.
Angeles Alanis.
Anna Louise Flynn.
Dean Ahmed Mohammed Hussein Alawi.
Leanne Alicia Fong.
Oliver Moon Albazi.
Peter Robert Frake.
Christian Josh Samiano Alcantara.
Jasmine Ann Frosto.
Manal Muhammad Ali.
Olivia Grace Verlano.
Misbah Muhammad Ali.
Harsi Uday Gandhi.
Moniba Noor Ali.
Jian Gangan.
Dylan Alec.
Vasilia Garbus.
Yusuf Al Saklawi.
Julian Peter Garcia.
Andre Alupe.
Mariela Garcia.
Aiden Lee Alvarado.
Makis Adal Gasha.
Haitham Al Yassin.
Daniel James Garrity.
Abdullah Aminat.
Hanya Miriam Gihasadin.
Wasif Mujahid Amin.
Kyle Austin Gibson.
Warisha Amir.
L. Genevieve Gilbert.
Gabriella Anile.
Arthur Ginter.
Asher Tonye Shima Andrew.
Agnieszka Johanna Grabakevich.
Mohammed Hamas Anjum.
Rita Giza Gorgas.
Mohammed Farzin Hassam Ansari.
Nicola Grankanen.
Mujib Ali Ansari.
Belma Gradell.
Umayma Ansari.
Naomi Rose Green.
Noor Anwar.
Henry Gussis.
Jemfua Asamwa Apia.
Hector Alejandro Gutierrez.
Julia Eva Aptekar.
David Musa Nicola Habash.
Adrian Arakis.
Ahmad Hibovic.
Alvaro Ariano.
Hina Haider.
Alexa Arispe.
Farah Hakim.
Huda Ismail Arman.
Mizna Harun.
Daniel Arnatu Jr.
Melania Olivia Harris.
Jonathan Nevin Arroyo.
Isabel Hassel.
Benjamin Blades Arviza.
Madasir Syed Hassan.
Evan Elizabeth Arviza.
Sinan Hashim.
Ahava Meira Attar.
Ahmad Hashalamun.
Sean Emmanuel de las Alas Atienza.
Martino Joseph Hernandez Jr.
Luis Angel Avila.
Amy Hernandez.
Anthony Christopher Avram.
Wadi Nicole Hernandez.
Zaya Arani.
Lauren Sidney Hirsch.
Brandon Anthony Ayala.
Jake Andrew Hoffman.
Henuk Ayala.
Kira Goldie Hoffman.
Omar Mohammed Ayub.
Sean Holbrook.
Bernadette Ezada.
Max Ramos Holtz.
Wali Mohammed Beg.
Juan Jun Hong.
Alexandro Balerdes.
Miriam Husani.
Kayla Eldora Balerdes.
Charlotte Sophia Howard Check.
Ethan Jacob Bond.
Camille Howell.
Ashanti Barnes.
Lauren Nicole Howell.
Victoria Magdalena Barzitka.
Basma Mir Hussein.
Aisha Farid Barani.
Ruhin Husseini.
Mary Bayram.
Syed Hussein.
Emma Lonnie Beavers.
Abdur Rahman Ibrahim.
Daniel Belay.
Humera Ifa.
Jan Rochelle Bellin.
Fabian Masayuki Ishi.
Trevor Bell.
Peter Izarov.
Brianna Lynn Bello.
Asil Essa.
Ephraim Scott Bennett.
Michael Ivanochko.
Carol Robert Berg.
Evan Moss Jacobs.
Tyreek Jeremy Beverly.
Ayman Jadi.
Muniba Sultana Bijapuri.
John Jado.
Nathaniel George Balicki.
Jocelyn Jado.
Danielle Budak.
Syed Joffrey.
Angelina Baduvas.
Kenan Jakupovich.
Sarah Melissa Breton.
Amala James.
Val Brodsky.
Maroon Jamayanku.
Xavier Budimir.
Chloe Howe.
Lexi Bugara.
Mumal Javed.
Arwin Bunag.
Mina Jabara.
Trayshawn Butler.
Tomislav Yerkovich.
Genesis Cadet.
Shauna John.
Lisette Calalay.
Cameron Johnson.
Brooke Kalamba.
Dana Johnston.
Ethan Calderon. Eric Chow.
Kiana Josephine Jordan.
Lily Carey.
Angela Joseph.
Matthew Carey.
Leah Suyun Ju.
Sean Russell Carey.
Taki Sabir Junagadwala.
Yul Stan Santua Kasakite.
Rachel Kaihara.
Cheryl Mary Chaco.
Samir Kajani.
Saad Shadrawala.
Maria Kakapich.
Rabia Chaudhry.
Amina Kalamparovic.
Richard Yaoyu Chen.
Joshua Kandu.
Jacob Thomas Chapulis.
Dominic King.
Zachary Silas Chuk.
Dharmi Rajendra Kansara.
Sebastian Terrell.
Ann Cow.
Sarah Grace Shimalenko.
Paul Karabatsos.
Tenzin Chogel.
Hovanas Karagosian.
Adele Shubka.
Jasmine Kaur.
Michael Agirios Christofidis.
Anna Colette Kelly.
Francine Sulian Choi.
Benjamin Kelly.
Joseph Rosario Sincomani.
Kiana Kanmotsu.
Angelica Cireneo.
Asher Khan.
Theodore Clark.
Aman Khan.
Alina Cardos.
Answer Khan.
Alan Daniel Cologne.
Fahad Khan.
Thomas John Kanena.
Hajra Khan.
Aaron Neil Gillian Corachea.
Hamza Khan.
Dean Paul Inafri Cordero.
Malika Khan.
Alex Creation.
Maria Khan.
Juan Sebastian Crespo.
Rabika Khan.
Julia Catalina Crețu.
Rabia Khan.
Rebecca Cristescu.
Zainab Tasneem Khan.
Bea Francine Cronologia.
Miriam Khatun.
Nicole Kuczynski.
Sabine Khatun.
Clarissa Stephanie Carescu.
Christian Kuzarin.
Amanda Maria De Souza.
Mary Koshaba.
Oshana Ramon Dadishu.
Maya Grace Kafarkis.
Daniela Daniel.
Elijah Kim.
Asher Edward Daniel.
Hannah Hyuna Kim.
Daniel Simon Danko.
Ella Yasmin Kanaja.
DeAndre Earl Dawson.
Jude Kittner.
Jaden DeLeon.
Maximilian Eric Kleberg.
Randall DeVera.
Alexander Corberall.
Hannah Grace DeYoung.
Medina Kalari.
Mackenzie Paige DeSico.
Yelizaveta Kolesnik.
Rayan Ahmed Dinar.
Dimitri Kantos.
Juliet Delgado.
Alexis Valeria Kujis.
Bianca Marie de los Reyes.
Dionysios Kukanaris.
Arman Dervisovich.
Maria Krelovich.
Neha Delaria.
Valentina Krasi.
Anessa Debra.
Ubaidullah Cromwell.
Dina Dekianos.
Luke Cubit.
Angela Dimitrievich.
Michael Kuhn.
Bianca Dinu. Anthony DeCepolo. Rachel Rebecca Dumay.
Please stand and applaud your Niles West class of 2021. Graduates, move your tassels from right to left.
Khan.